What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pringleland! Yay! Yay! Woohoo! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what it's all about. Yeah! Welcome. Yeah. Hey, we're in Planet Coaster, and I made the Pringleland theme park. Yes. It's an amusement park full of awesome roller coasters and attractions and everything for people to enjoy. And I'm going to take you on a tour of all the rides and stuff. It's a staple here in the area. We have a total of 41, yes, that is right, 41 roller coasters for all ages to enjoy. And all some other attractions to enjoy. I originally started the park out as just a place to put all the cool roller coasters in and not really care about how the park actually was doing, but I started to put some care into it after a while and got it up into around the 3.3 million people a year attendance record. If you're wondering why attendance is plummeted a little bit, it was up around the 13,000 mark, then they accidentally closed the park. And now it's back down to 8,000 currently in the park, but I just reopened it, so that should go back up as the video progresses. Though I'm in sandbox mode, so it doesn't really mean anything. I do like having good ratings. But yeah, after just putting in roller coasters, like I could put in other cool rides as well and turn it into a real well-rounded park for people to enjoy. Upgraded the staff. We have some of the top-notch staff in the entire world. Some of the best vendors, security guards, mechanics, and all those awesome people, janitors as well, keeping the park spotless and clean. It's quite a beautiful, beautiful place to go and spend probably more than one day, because 41 roller coasters in one day is quite a lot to do. But we'll take a look at some statistics as well. Before we operate in a March 1st through Halloween. That's our operating season. And again, we were pulling in about just a little bit under 3.3 million people per year. We are just mainly a dry rides-based park. We do have a little bit of outliers in that department, but we will get to those when we get to those. But if you're ever thinking of planning a trip here, for some reason, here's where you need to be. Standard tickets cost $60, and family tickets cost a good discounted price of $45. And you can see here we're open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. So, yes, without further ado, let's jump right into it. I'm going to drink my adieu real quick, and we are going to jump in to this park. So let's do it, shall we? So we go to the entrance here. It's pretty crowded because everybody's making a U-E and coming back into the park, but pretty awesome front entrance here. I didn't really decorate it that much. This isn't really necessary. I just wanted to put it here. It's not really anything special. We're going to go towards our top view here, and you see there's a one main direct pathway that you can take, but we're actually going to branch off. We will go in this direction a little bit later. Every pathway you can get to you can get to the entrance to anywhere in the park. It does not matter which route you take. There's a lot of different ways to go, a lot of different things to do. It's a good way to keep people spaced out. As you can see, it is pretty crowded again at the front because I accidentally closed the park. But let's say this is a workers building, but that are for like staff rests, like a break room, and some food over here and stuff like that. But we got our first roller coaster over here, and it's I think you know what I named this one. R.I.P. Wicked Twister. Yes, it's a tribute to the one and the only Wicked Twister at Cedar Point, which is now demolished. Different color scheme, but we worked with Intimate on this one to build the Impulse model. Thank you for them for coming on. We collaborated with a lot of manufacturers, some of them a lot more than one time, especially Intimate, but they did come on and do this project. Thought about upgrading the queue line. Coaster's a little bit crowded here at the front, but it is a nice little centerpiece attraction to get everybody excited. It's one of our taller coasters in the park, really defines our skyline, and it is quite a beautiful one to look at. We'll continue along. We're going to go off to the right, but first, let's take a look at another roller coaster. Are one of 2 Wild Mouse roller coasters in this park, and this one spins. It's called Cheese. Yes, that does have a tie to the channel from that watching funny videos thing that Noah did for me one time. Now, it's a reference to that video by James May, the song by James May, the remix thing. Yes, it is. But, yeah, it's a Wild Mouse. Nothing really special. It's one of our more popular attractions. Normally, the line's a little small right now. But it is a Wild Mouse, and it spins. It's got a little block of cheese right there. Into sections and stuff like that. It's pretty cool stuff. It's a nice little kitty one to keep at the front of the park. Good for families. That kind of thing. Over here, you got one of our many awesome shopping centers for people to get food and buy some hats and cool milkshakes and balloons and stuff like that. Back here, there's also a vending station as well. Pretty cool. Here's our Carousel, our first flat ride up. Look at all those chickens. It's horses. I didn't put a lot of effort into the flat rides, naming them. However, I did put some, but not a whole lot. I did put some good effort into a couple of them, but not this one. But every amusement park needs a carousel, and this one is no different. And it's a perfect position to put it at the front of the park here, kind of hidden behind our impulse, but people will find it. It's a pretty popular attraction at any park, especially this one. This one a pirate themed shopping area, but it's the same one. It's also got bathrooms in it. There's another set of bathrooms right there. We have lots of bathrooms for people to use to keep everything sanitary. Then one of our colorful attractions is our Bumper Derby, bumper cars area. Bumper cars are always fun to do in an amusement park. Here's no different. State of the art, top notch, awesome lighting fixtures. Makes it for a beautiful, beautiful experience. So then we'll go along here now and over into this area of the park. Get to walk around and see some other cool stuff. Then you get over here, and this is our next roller coaster up. It's called Turkey Hunt. Hold on. Someone vandalized the name. There we go. It's called Turkey Hunt, related to the turkey video when we went and hunted turkeys for Thanksgiving. Ultimately failed, but I thought about that because of the birds on the front. It's a unique model of roller coaster, I will say. It's not a B&M wing coaster, but it kind of models it off of that. It's pretty slow. It's more for families, but it's got a couple of cool zero-G rolling versions around it, and it's a unique model. It's the only one of its kind in the U.S., so it's definitely a popular attraction. It does break down quite a bit, though, but we worked the kinks out. There's the birdies again. You see you sit on each side like that, like little boat things. Pretty unique ride. Definitely recommend getting on that one as soon as you possibly can. But we come around and then around. We'll circle back. We'll go over, circle back around. That kind of leads to a dead end. We've been getting crews out trying to plan a new pathway to go around there. But we now will head this way into the back of the park. Past the shopping center again, and this is a food station right here, I believe. Nope, this is a workers building, another break room area. Here's another flat ride swing set sort of thing, just called Sharoplane. Just something a little generic. These are always fun attractions as well. They're a little bit of a step up from the carousel, and have another cool lighting fixture, but again, a popular one for all ages, so it was a slam dunk to put it in our park. But we get over to now floating rocks. Yes, we have levitating rocks. Who would have known? This is a water roller coaster. The roller coaster, but also has water, and it's kind of like a mixture of the two. I called it wet and wild. Interpret that how you want, but it is a roller coaster. Most of it does take place in the dry area, so you get like some nice air time around there. And I love the color scheme. Was an awesome pick as well. Really enjoyed the color scheme of this coaster, but it also has like water, so you get some nice splashdown elements, especially into that building right there. And like the building structures as well, were an easy hit for us as well to get some cool look to fit with the water. And it's a very popular attraction among guests, especially on a hot day. It is definitely one of the longer lines in the park, and for good reason. We have another food and drink station over there. We'll continue along. This is a queue line for something, but we'll continue along here along the main path, another worker building over here. And we'll actually we'll work over here. This is a pretty quick section to get knocked out of the way. This is our pirate ship. Go back and just swings back and forth, but it is called Polywana Bud Light, themed to one of the original podcast videos. And you see it works into the structure of this massive woody thing. We'll get to that a little bit later, folks. We'll continue along, though. Another easy, big flat ride right here. Another very popular attraction. It's our Skyview Tower. We call it the Pringle Can, because I didn't know what else to call it. But it's a Skyview observation tower. It's one of our tallest structures in the park, allowing for great views right in the middle of the park, putting great views of all of our roller coasters and other rides. Plus some good air conditioning in the ride as well, to alleviate people's stresses on a hot day. And it's also good for all ages. It's not that fast, not that intense. It's meant to be an observation tower. Really fun attraction, and really enjoy it. Now over here is our next roller coaster. This is our Morgan Hyper roller coaster called Bill T. Different. Yeah, we worked with Morgan. We don't do that very often, but hey, they gave us a good deal. And it has become one of our more popular attractions, being one of the taller roller coasters in the park. It was one of our earlier tall roller coasters, and it does have some great views, especially around here. I like this little helix area that goes underneath the path, that goes by the pathway. This is a good shot if you want anything about the roller coaster. As it comes along, it goes up and down and then around, and then into the brake run. That's a good shot of it right there. Some good picturesque points. All of our coasters are very picturesque. This one, for sure, in that area of it is as well. Over here, we got another flat ride. I liked this one. Is just weird, but I decided to call it Starlight Express. Very cool attraction. Doesn't have a very high capacity, but at least look at that. It flips you upside down. Turns around, seems like spaceships. That's why I call it Starlight Express. It's really cool. It has relations with another flat ride that we will get to later in the video, later in the tour, I should say. That we will have relations. You'll see why when we get there. Another shopping center right there. Pretty similar to some of the other ones, just not so long of a walk. But here's another thrill ride packed right underneath another roller coaster. This is like an Invertitron model. Call it Overpower. High capacity, sits down and you invert a Vertron all around, stuff like that. Very cool ride. Like we're gonna watch it go right now, even though it has nobody on it. Doing a test. Just gotta keep those gears moving. Test run. Good move by our awesome employees. But yeah, it's definitely a wild attraction. We only get the top-notch thrill rides when we come to Pringleland. Very cool. Now we move on to our next roller coaster. B&M Invert. Yes, we've worked with B&M quite a bit in this park, including 2 B&M Inverts. This is the first one. I called it Grandpappy, because it was the first of the 2 B&M Inverts that I put in this park. So therefore the older, but quite a different layout than what you would expect, because go up, it's a very drawn out layout. You know, you see B&M inverts usually, they're not compact, but they're not like wide out like this. This one, you got a nice wide drop over into that roll over there. You be right here, look at this, you go over the station, the shopping center over by the ride. We over here and hit the signature vertical loop. Unique because usually the vertical loops are at the beginning of the ride, but this one is at the end. And then you bank around, go underneath, over the pathway again, right next to another roller coaster made by the same manufacturer that we'll get to later, and then to the brakes. It's a very cool and unique layout, and only those will cut the test here at Pringleland. going over now. Another bathrooms, shopping centers, all great stuff. We have plenty of those all throughout the park for people to enjoy. We into this back area. It looks quite compact, and some people do say that, but we had some good, unique construction crews to help fill in the gaps here. We'll get to this guy next. A B&M sit-down looper, only one of 4 in the United States, and we named it Bubby. Yes. It uses a cool lift hill technique. This was like tire lift hill. It does cause to it has some downtime due, especially when it's in the middle of the season when it's hot out. But love the orange layout, the orange color scheme, I should say, not the layout. But this big Cobra roll right here, one of its signature elements after a massive vertical loop, and in some other inversions as well. It's a very cool layout. It's got 2 vertical loops. A twisted loop goes through the lift hill. Definitely one of our top signature attractions at this park. And definitely one that you should get on when you come to Pringleland. Over here next is Cyclops, referencing Jeff of the Mellows and his Discord name, Business Cyclops, or known as we're gonna call it Cyclops for here. This is one of our classic arrow loopers. It was like a cool twist on. It's also got an awesome Cobra roll. Definitely a more unique arrow model that the park put in. And because it's arrow, it does suffer a lot of downtime, but it does fit very nicely into the area. It's a very popular attraction for people. And I think it's cool having 2 rides with the Cobra roll in the same area. They contradict each other very well. And it may be a little rough, but hey, it's very popular and very well loved, and you can't go wrong with that here at Pringleland. So over here's our drop tower in the park. Again, looks very much like our observation deck, but it is quite not. No, this is I call it Screaminator. Has like a cool checkered flag, checkerboard color scheme to it. Drop Tower is always very popular attractions, and none too different here at Pringleland. And it gets kind of like a nice contrast. There's a lot of roller coasters in this back area, but a nice thrill ride that maybe people don't want to ride roller coasters. Well, you can hop on that. Good contradiction. And then you move over here. We walk across the bridge to our next roller coaster. You see, you come across the bridge over here. And then we get Zapper Hut Industries, the ride. Yeah, that's... See how many people can get that reference. But this is one of our 2 RMCs in the park. They are all both conversion models of old wooden roller coasters. And, it's an RMC, so it's going to automatically be awesome. And this ride is definitely no different. A lot of modeling as far as the look to it off of Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point, but they are quite different, and you can tell that. Look, they hit the lift hill. It goes even through its own structure in the first drop. Some insane air time, some good inversions. And with this pathway working right through here, look, it goes underneath the bridge there. So it works with the pathways very well, allowing some awesome picturesque opportunities. And definitely a signature attraction here at Pringleland. Now, moving over here, this is a little bit of compact area. You got a nice bathroom sitting right there, though. And this is another thrill ride. It's like a swing. What do they call it? Swingaling. Kind of forgotten. When you come to Pringleland, don't forget about this guy right here. It does provide some great, awesome views of the grassland over there, and then when you come over, when you're sliding over here, get good views of the park. So, don't forget about it. It's all the way back here, but it is definitely worth the walk, I will say. There's another B&M. A lot of B&Ms tucked in the back part. We've worked with B&M a lot. This one is our B&M Floorless. We call it Lichen. Roof reference to Lucas. So, that's pretty cool. But did like the colors. Another great color scheme here. And an awesome Floorless. You got this cool little weird like dive loop corkscrew thingy maneuver inversion. This is what you don't see very much as well. Another unique witty pre-drop. You don't see a lot of pre-drops. This is a pretty small pre-drop, but it is a pre-drop. As well as the inversion, final inversion bank inversion thing coming to the brake run. Works over the pathways. You're waiting in line for the swinging ride. And it works with the structures very well as it collaborates with one of our big baddies in the park. One of our 2 Giga roller coasters, our B&M Giga Tortoise, which is currently broken down, but that's okay. We do have 41 roller coasters. It's okay if a couple are broken down. That's why we have a lot to give people things to do while others are not working well. Though this one is one of our more popular roller coasters, being a Giga. Here in the back, it is a absolutely massive structure. Look at this top hat here alone is a huge drop. I think even not as big as the actual drop though, but it drops super far. Look at we got a nice pathway coming along here. You can look at the ride as it goes by. A huge piece of work, huge piece of art. And B&M's always knocked it out of the park with their Giga models, and this one was not any different. We made sure we did not spare any expense for this one. It is definitely awesome. Now we'll escape that area of the park and come along to along this main area again. Got a nice food area back here. We got another roller coaster. This one's one of our launched roller coasters, again by Intamin. Because they are the experts in launch roller coasters. We got Silver Arrow. That name was suggested to me by none other than Jackson from the Jackson Jacks Off YouTube channel. Credit to him for it. But it's a good name because it is the car-themed ride. Look, hence the trains right here. As people get ready we can watch them launch. As we watch them launch here. And there they go. Up the top hat. Pretty small top hat, but you come back down and you get a little airtime hill. And if you collaborate right, you can get splashed by our water ride over there, which we will get to in a second. But then comes around, has a little turnaround there with the brakes and then secondary brakes. Very short ride, but it is definitely an adrenaline pumping one. And signature great views as well of people who are scared to ride it, especially when they're waiting in line. Can get some funny videos out of that possibly. Another worker building with a taco on it for a little bit extra fun. This is a little kiddie attraction right here, a little mini Ferris wheel type of kiddie attraction. See, we got stuff for all the kids around here. We call it really big, little froggies and barrels and stuff. Oh, it's pretty cool, isn't it? But we keep going. Away from the kids. Another food area right there. This is another cool light attraction. Like an indoor spinning whirly rig called Monte Leon. Pretty cool. Awesome ride there. Other bathrooms and food stations and stuff like that. Now we get on to this guy, our B&M Flyer of the park, and one of my all-time favorite color scheme of any roller coaster in this park. And I think there was only one name that could fit this color scheme and ride very well, and that was called Dark Realm, themed after Dark Realm 7 himself, or Eli. But yeah, look at this color scheme. Just look at it. Absolutely beautiful. To look at, and it's a flyer too, so one of our most popular attractions. A lot of people seem to think it's a water ride because they confuse it with the water ride that has a pretty similar color scheme to this, but no, it's not a water ride, but definitely will give you a nice cool flying sensation. It gives you a good breeze on a hot day as well, and we operate during the summer months, can get pretty hot, so definitely need that. And we also incorporate this nice little decoration here, light up structure at the exit of the attraction. But you probably are wondering what this massive woody is. It's one of our signature roller coasters, and dare I say, one of our most popular roller coasters. Themed after Dan Snake himself, it's called Conky. Custom Coasters International came to us to build this attraction. Look, we stuck a little taco in the structure as well. A little bit of lighting, awesome. That was an experiment. We just haven't felt like taking it out quite yet. But this thing is loud, and this thing is massive. It is a huge structure. Just listen to it as it goes by. Full of awesome airtime. And gives a pretty smooth ride for a modern Woody like this one. A lot of people like to compare it to Son of Beast, but no, we did not try to incorporate a vertical loop, and no, there was no lawsuits attached to it, and no, it's not rough. But no, it's one of our most popular attractions. It gets long lines all the time. So that's why I'd recommend getting here early to try and get to this ride if you can. But no, it does clear out in the end of the night as well. But you always got to try this one out. Our massive Super Woody. We have a lot of Woodies. This is our most iconic by far. We work over into this area of the park next. We'll start with this guy right here. Another launched roller coaster. We got lots of roller coasters incorporated over here. But we'll start with this big guy right here. It's called Donuts. Donuts, donuts, donuts. I like donuts. You remember that? Probably don't, but that's what I named it. It's so people like compare it to Top Thrill Dragster, but it's not like Top Thrill Dragster. It's more like King Ka. But we also did not compare it to. We also did not make it after King Ka. No, no, no. It's probably its most unique element is none of this. It's what happens over here. As you come on down, you get to work right into the structure of the Conky roller coaster. Look at that. That's a head chopper moment and a half right there. And you turn around, you come out and hit the brakes. Yes, it is. The scenery's not that great on it because it is full of a bunch of other roller coasters, but we have space constraints. I mean, we have a boundary we're trying to work with, and so we got to pull on Knott's Berry Farm and kind of work with what we got to get this one here. But a lot of people still like it. Pretty popular attraction. Does break down a lot because it's an Intamin launched, big Intamin roller coaster, launched one. But hey, what are you gonna do? And this is another one of our hyper roller coasters, a B&M hyper. We had a Morgan hyper. We also got an Intamin B&M hyper called Beefcake, themed after the Gigapithecus from the Arc series, first Arc series. And it had to be raised. The structure is a little bit taller than we marketed it as because the structure had to be elevated to make it fit in this area. So it is still classified as a hyper, though, as many people, if you want to do ground up, it's probably going to classify as a giga, but it never really does drop 300 feet or go up 300 feet. You start at a height elevation like this. Though the station, though, waiting for it, provides some great views. I mean, you get some good shots of donuts over there going up. So definitely recommend this ride. It's also a very picturesque ride. You get a lot of good airtime shots of it and stuff like that. So great elements and stuff. And then another launched roller coaster. This guy not as tall, but it is indoor and has one of a better light fixture. It's called the Fiery Fisto Pain, ladies and gentlemen. That's a reference that I want you guys to comment down below what it is, because it's definitely not from the well it does have ties to my YouTube channel. I want you guys to know why. Figure out why in the comment section down below. But it's kind of like an updated Demon Drop. We looked at the Demon Drop models at a lot of Cedar Fair parks, and we're like, how can we elevate this? How can we escalate this to be better and last longer? And then we came up with this guy. It's indoor. This whole area down here, this tube, is indoor with a cool lighting structure. Hard to really see it unless you ride it. But then up here you get a nice little tower. We get we've been thinking about opening this up. Maybe it's like an observation deck, but currently that never came to be. And we've got the other observation deck over there. But maybe one day we will open this up as an observation deck on its own. But for right now, it just stays a regular roller coaster. The station's over here. A lot of people think the station's back here. It's not. It's up in the front over here. Another cool queue line standing to watch donuts ride. So, and it's another one, our launched roller coasters. We have lots of launched roller coasters. We have a huge variety of roller coasters. We've seen Gigas, we've seen Hypers, we've seen Stratas, we've seen launched roller coasters, we've seen inverts, we've seen floorless, we've seen just regular sit-down loopers, we've seen Woodies, big and small, kiddie coasters, family coasters, however you want to call them. We got them all here at Pringleland. Because that's what this place is. It's a roller coaster based park with a lot of cool elements. Here's another nice near miss element with the actual station for Beefcake. on donuts. So 2 awesome, really near miss elements right there. And we've gotten into the modern models as well. This is our RMC single rail model. We've called it Mufasa. Another ARC reference right there. It's a smaller model, a smaller coaster. Not a lot of people know it's here until you're in the area. Luckily, we worked with it so that it can incorporate. People will come for the big coasters and say, "Oh, look at this guy. He's over here as well. We'll ride him." And keeps people around here longer. It's a good marketing strategy for anybody looking to build their own amusement park. But yeah, it does work with the structure of Beefcake, the support structure of Beefcake, quite a bit. It doesn't always make for the greatest pictures, but it does make for some good near-miss elements during the ride. And, the RMC Raptor models, they're known for being wild and wicked and stuff like that. This one's not really that. It's kind of like a little watered-down model. Good for families, good for kids, kind of stuff like that. Because, again, we need to have a more well-rounded structure here at Pringleland. So that's how that one's going to work. It's another flat ride. We haven't seen one of these in a while. We don't have a ton of flat rides, but we do have this guy right here. This is a pretty unique model. It's, again, a little bit more tame, but still pretty exciting. It's unique. Calling it Wild Blue, even though it's not blue at all. But roller coaster park names don't make sense, guys. Remember that. But yeah, look at that. It's a nice, tame little ride. It takes you around like a little nice swing thing. Still might be a little intimidating for the younger crowd, but definitely one of the more unique flat ride attractions here. We're looking to expand our flat ride collection, but currently, people gotta take a look at this. This is a cool model. There's another bathroom station over here. Again, plenty of those for people to do their thingy-mahoober. You know what I mean. I'm not going to go too in depth into that. But got a couple of other small roller coasters over here. One is called The Wizard, another Jeff of the Mellows reference. Incorporates with the queue line 4. This would be Fiery Fisto Pain very well. But again, a small, tame ride. Nice airtime a little bit, but not too big of a drop. Doesn't go that fast. It's a nice compact fit area. I mean, look at this right here. Just works with the structures very well. So good views of this ride as well for people to see. But again, hard to see. But it's all a part of the attraction method. Another smaller kiddie attraction over here called Bing Tiling. Bing Tiling. Yes, I named it after a meme. It's also a Discord reference, but and I like the color scheme on this one. It's really cool. High capacity as well. Even though we only run 2 trains, they are both very, very, very full people. Currently, it is broken down, but you can kind of get a gist of the layout there. Nothing too special, but good for families and children alike. Another one that's pretty tame compared to the rest, but a little bit more scaled up. It's another little Woody here called another Discord reference right there. It's got some good airtime. A lot of people have credited it for its awesome airtime. It's also got a smooth ride. It's gotten a retracking. You can see kind of like right there. It's like a little topper track sort of thing going on to provide a much smoother experience for everybody. And it gets good scenery and stuff. It's got great airtime, great turnaround. It's not very long of a ride though, but it is a good like intermediate coaster, like a step up from the Wizard and up, not like riding donuts, obviously, kind of thing. Here's our B&M dive roller coaster, and we called it Kaku. Another Discord reference, also a meme kind of thing. Rest in peace, buddy. You were a legend, and you got a roller coaster at Pringleland named after you. And look at how steep the holding. Look at where the holding brake hits. You don't get that on Valraven or any other B&M dive in the U.S. or in the world for that matter. That's a steep holding brake, which adds a huge suspense element to this ride. I mean, it makes it drop a little bit less. It makes the speeds a little bit less, but it works. I mean, the rest of it's okay. You get a little bit of turnarounds and stuff like that, but still a very popular attraction because of that holding brake thing. And very fun. Very, very fun as it works your way around the layout. Incorporates, again, a lot of our roller coasters do incorporate with the pathways because of how much space, not the little amount of space we had to work with. And that one's no exception. Another non-coaster that kind of dominates the skyline, call this one Sky Scream. Kind of like a Windseeker model. You see it goes up and they spin and you're in like little swings and stuff like that. But a fun attraction. It's pretty popular around Pringleland. And you probably can see why. It's very, very fun. Very, very fun. All of our rides are very, very fun. Now, we were talking about that one ride that was not the Turkey Hunt, not a B&M wing. Well, we do have two actually B&M wings. This is the first one, smaller one of the two. It is called Falco. No, it is not. That is the model. It's called AT-152. What could that be a reference of? I'm going to leave that to you guys in the comments section. I bet not even some of my partners on the channel will know what that means. Maybe I don't even know what it means. Yes, I do know what it means, but I'm not going to tell anybody. But yeah, it's not very tall. It does incorporate a vertical loop. And wing coasters, they're known for their near-miss elements, especially Gatekeeper. This one doesn't really have that. It's the tamer of the two wing models. But it's still a very popular attraction. It does have prone to breaking down, but that doesn't stop it from us from using with our top-notch mechanics to get it fixed. More bathrooms and shopping over here. And speaking of B&M wing coasters, this is the other one of them. This one's actually a launched B&M wing coaster. And you see it's got a battleship as the station. So I thought I'd call it cruise ship looking people. This was one of the very first rides I was able to actually name for my channel. And it's also become the most popular ride in Pringleland. It has, by far, look at this queue line. Look at this queue line for the coaster. It goes all the way back here. Yeah, you talking to me about how that roller coaster is. I think it's a lot of it probably has to do with this, with the theming of the station and everything kind of like that. But very, very popular ride. It also takes up a lot of space, though. But some good theming on it. We worked really hard for this ride. This is one of its more quirkier elements. Kind of comes up, hits a little bit of a mid-course brake run, and then does 2 0G rolls and dives back down. So it's one of our more popular and renowned roller coasters here at Pringleland, and we'll continue to keep it that way for as long as we possibly can. Keep continuing on with its counterpart. Not as big, not as fast, and not as popular, but it is its counterpart. Crack addicts and cruise ship looking people. It's currently stopped for some reason. We're getting our mechanics on that as we speak, but very colorful. It has to really work with the terrain, that's for sure. But it is a very, very popular. It's not our most popular, but it's like a step up. Like Spinning Dragons model. It's like a wild mouse, but it spins, but it's a little bit more intense, a little bit more thrilling, kind of like Gabe, kind of like a step up from the lowest of the low, working your way up to the highest possible level. So all good things going on there. I told you earlier that we had 2 RMC conversion models. This is the second one of the 2. It's called Clint. Yes, another arc reference. And this one really does work into the structure of itself very well. Again, not the tallest, not the fastest. Took a lot of inspiration from Wicked Cyclone at Six Flags in New England. Kind of scaled it down just a bit, added some whippy elements to it. And it's a pretty popular attraction here at Pringleland. Very, very fun. RMCs, again, are always very fun. This one is definitely no exception. Working along again, I said we had another B&M invert, and yes, here it is. It's the smaller one of the 2. It was also the second one of the 2. That is not it. We will get to that one in a minute. It's called All I Ate Was Fries. Reference to the second pop drinking video. This one was a pain in the ass to try and work into this like structure thing here. But I did get it done. Very, very fun roller coaster. It's got some pretty cool, unique inversions. As you can see here, it's very tight and twisted structure. It makes it very unique. It's also kind of tucked away in the back of the park. Some people don't know it's here, but people come back here to ride. Well, we'll get to in a second, and they see this guy. It's also got less capacity. It's a 2-seater B&M invert, which is a rare thing. Most of them are 4-seaters. This one's a 2-seater. You see going it right there. But definitely a very, very popular attraction. I am personally a fan of B&M inverts, so I made sure to get both of them into this park, and I was able to successfully do that. And so there we go. This one we really had to work with the space. Look how high we had to put it up. But our Premier Rides multi-launch roller coaster. Premier Rides, or just launched roller coaster. I called it Glock. I don't know what people will think of that, but it's got this cool a topper track element to it, kind of thing. Track on top of previous track. Oh my god! But very, very, very big layout. We had to really stick it up in the air for it to work. If we do end up taking out a coaster, this one will probably be moved as well and take its place to kind of open up the space for these other roller coasters in here. But we've got it to fit, and it is still very popular. And when you're up in line, you can get some good views of the park. I mean, look at that. Look at that view. Look at that. Who could compare with that view? Not anywhere else but here. This is not a roller coaster. This is a thrill ride. Larson Super Loop called Hellion Ring. And the premise of it's pretty simple. It just spins. Just spins around. Yeah, nothing too special there. But it does prove to be, it does get lines, and it is a cool element sort of thing. The worker building, and we're getting up towards the front of the park yet again. And we'll go off onto that secondary path quite soon. But here's another extremely popular attraction. If cruise ship looking people isn't your thing, this coaster probably is. Our B&M stand-up called Riddler's Brew. That is a throwback to a flavor that I believe should have been released. The Mountain Dew flavor did not get released, but I pay tribute to it here, even though it doesn't really look like what Riddler's Brew probably would have looked like. Hey, gotta pay tribute where it's due. But yes, a PM stand-up in 2022. There's not a lot of them left, are there? And you might wonder why we added this one. Mainly, stand-ups, they're not the best roller coasters, but we put a lot of time and effort into this one, into modernizing the trains and everything. And it's got some pretty unique elements as well. Also, it's a great color scheme. It's very picturesque, and it is definitely. I mean, just take a look at this line. Definitely top 3 most popular rides in the park. I think we go cruise ship looking people, then Riddler's Brew, and then probably Conky. Probably the top 3 in this park. Right across from it is another awesome light up attraction. It's a Matterhorn, or Weishorn. It's a Matterhorn, but we'll call it Weishorn. That's pretty cool. It's a nice one to get some shade in the middle of the day in as well. But it's also a nice fun ride to do at any point in the day, really. And then our last coaster before we head to the other section of the park, our giant inverted boomerang that does not break down. It is Ken Bom Bom. Ken Bom Bom is the best name that I could come up with for it, guys. Okay, the color scheme fit, and it definitely is a well-known rant on the channel. But yeah, it's a simple inverted boomerang model with some cool corkscrew elements down here, some very low to the ground twisted elements. It is very popular, as it is one of the coasters that you see coming into the park. I mean, look, it's right there, kind of thing. Some people like that, and like, hey, let's go over there, let's go ride this ride, yeah. And especially being across the street from this guy, who usually has an out of the line queue like he currently does. A lot of people will decide to pick this one first in hopes that the Riddler's Brew line will die down. It really never does, but believe it or not, it is awesome. And Vekomas, they get a bad rap. But this one never relocated. And a lot of people love it. A lot of people get nostalgia from the one at Magic Mountain. with riding this one. So teacups up here, just simple teacup ride. Nothing too fancy right there. And then we get back to the front of the park, where as you can see, we're up to just over almost 10,500 people, 10,500 people in the park again. That's a little bit under average, but we're still trying to work on after that fiasco with the closing of the park. We're still working on getting things fixed up there, but we'll go over to this side to finish up our tour. I got an information booth, some more food. And over here is our regular Vekoma Boomerang, which has turned out to be one of our another most popular rides in the park, probably top 5. 76, baby! Reference to that legendary kart pushing record. This coaster, though, it's also got one of the more awesome themed rides here in the park. Simple attraction. A lot of them are here, but a lot of them are around. I mean, there's only one of them here, but a lot of them are around. So, but nonetheless, good crowds. Still also another product of being near the front of the park. Just like this guy, our Ferris Wheel. I remember Starlight Express? Yep, this is the sister ride. Starlight. Just Starlight, not Starlight Express. This is the first big Starlight. But every park needs a Ferris Wheel. This was the biggest model that we could afford and get. And it provides some great views of the park and also provides some great views of whatever the hell is out there. But I think a lot of people turn around and take a look at this and think, wow, what a view. That's a bathroom, if you were wondering. It's been on the chopping block for removal for a while now for some sort of expansion project to go in here, but we don't quite know what we're doing with that yet. Shopping center over here. One of the last Enterprise rides left, called Collider. Don't worry, this one is not on the chopping block anytime soon. It is a popular attraction. It fits as like a ride thing around here. You got shopping and stuff, and people can sit around and have a good time while people ride this. Definitely don't want to ride this and then eat stuff, or eat stuff then ride this. Probably want to space it out, but it is a cool ride. One last few left, and we're doing our best to preserve it and keep it running. Then over here is just another simple swing and spin thing. It's got a very, very cool lighted color scheme at night. It's called Scissor, which is really cool as well. But the ride itself is not that much, but it does give a great light package at night. Almost forgot to mention this guy right here. Before we head into this area over there, we'll head to this guy. Which I called Perhaps. Another Discord reference. Nice little spaghetti bowl twister type of roller coaster here. Built by Intamin. It is, I don't like the color scheme to it, but it's what we had to work with. But no, I don't like the yellow and blue at all. A lot of people compare it to Sky Rush at Hershey Park. As you can see by the trains here, though ours don't crush your thighs, okay? And it's also not as tall, it's not as fast, but we don't crush your thighs, so the ride experience is automatically better. So our ride is automatically better. Now we get to the good stuff. We work around, go around, you park. Already saw our hyper coaster, built different again. This guy's pretty unique. It's called Don't Go to Myrtle Beach. That's a Lucas will get that reference, but probably nobody else will. A lot of people can maybe get traumatic flashbacks of this model, but being a big headbanger, it's kind of like our Infinity model kind of thing, though. We kind of took a twist on that. Very, very not a great capacity, but it has that awesome little inversion at the beginning of the ride, as well as a really cool vertical lift hill. Something you won't see on any other coaster, probably anywhere. Cool upside down element there. Very, very, very unique ride. It's not gained the popularity that I think our park executives wanted it to, but definitely a cool one. Cool one as well. So let me get to here's another throw ride as well. Call it Kick Flip. It's kind of like a spin around and shake kind of ride. Not for the faint of heart. That is for sure. Don't want to have to worry about that one. But it is a popular attraction nonetheless. You get along. Another thrill ride back here. Before we go into this area, we'll talk about Power 360. Goes up, spins around. Pretty generic ride kind of thing. But again, popular for a good wide range of ages. I'm wondering why this big fella is, and it's our Intamin Giga. We have 2 Gigas in this park, 1 B&M, 1 Giga. And this one is called King Caucus, everybody. That's a reference that only Jeff of the Mellows is going to get, but I think the word king is fit for this roller coaster. Really is the king of this area of the park. Very, very, very dominant structure. Very picturesque ride as well. Tall, fast, everything you want out of an Intamin Giga. It does have pretty bad maintenance issues sometimes. We are working on those. We have great mechanics again to keep it running, keep it going. Cool attraction though. Now, go to this area. This is a little bit of a forgotten area of the park because of this big structure sitting over there. This is our kind of like the Imperial at Discos. We call it just like a genie. We call it Genie. It's got a teacup thing, like a little magic carpet there. Pretty cool ride, pretty cool attraction kind of thing. But it is not a coaster. Again, just like the Larson Super Loop, it is a flat ride. So, just wanted to clear that up for you. Another classic Woody, not as big, not as fast as Conky. I call this Jurassic 8663. That's my PS4 PlayStation account name. And maybe somebody took the name on the YouTube channel. Maybe that was me. We don't know, guys. Okay. But it's a classic Woody. It's not as tall, not as fast, but definitely more intermediate. And we've done some retrackings on it to keep it going, but a lot of people do like it, so we keep it going. It's kind of gotten obsolete since this big guy's coming along, but we're going to keep it going as long as we possibly can. And if we need to demolish it for future expansion, that might have to happen, but for now, it's not going anywhere. Because again, we are a pretty landlocked park, as you can tell. That's why we had to do some stuff. This guy right here is one of only 2 operating in the entire world. Not you. This guy, Total Mayhem. The other one is like Exploit at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Intense ride, and it has the fitting name of it has Total Mayhem for a reason. Very, very much like wild, thrilling ride. Really don't know what's going on for much of it. It's like the base version of like what the SNS free spins are. But we went extreme. We connected with Arrow on this one to get it big and beautiful, just as it is right now. Ooh, look at it, so cool. Currently is down for maintenance right now. No, it's not. It's open. They just reopened it. Okay, good. Gotta keep all of our rides open as long as they possibly can. Gotta get them all. As the first are 2 of our Gerstlauer Eurofighters. This is the smaller one of the 2, nicknamed One Man Army. Hi, Brian. But yeah, it's pretty low to the ground. Not too thrilling. It does have a nice vertical loop. The color scheme is pretty cool as well, like a bumblebee kind of thing. But another like step up. You think of like Gabe, and then you go up a little bit more, and you get to this one right here. Very low to the ground. Got some good picturesque elements as well. So if you want to take some good pictures of the roller coasters, this is definitely one of them. So stay out in the open for that. But now, go around. We'll go to the other Eurofighter right next to it. This one's a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit more modern. Habeas Corpus. Lots of inversions, a lot taller. It's got what you expect out of a Eurofighter these days: the vertical lift, beyond vertical drop, inversions. It's a little bit larger of a layout than your normal Eurofighter. It's got cool dual helixes right here. That's really cool as well. It's not a dueling roller coaster, but the helixes are pretty cool. That they go through both of them. So very unique and very cool ride that we love to enjoy here at Pringleland. So And then, then you got some other buildings around here. We got another thrill ride. It's a little cool rocket ship. Get in it, go in circles, sort of thing. We call it Zozo. Like Mazda, zoom zoom, kind of thing. But it's called Pringleland, Zozo, kind of thing. I don't know. Unique thing. But we got one more roller coaster to show off. This is our other Wild Mouse. It is indoors. It doesn't look indoors. We're getting a little bit of like an open template thing going on, but it is indoors compared to the other one, which is not indoors. So it's the only indoor roller coaster in this park. It's called Pringle House. Now, it looks wooden. It looks like it may be woody, but again, we're looking at the frame of the outdoor building here. And it is definitely steel. It's the older of the two when it comes to when it was made, but definitely a very popular attraction. It was one time up at the front with the other Wild Mouse. We had to move it for future expansion, and it has sat here ever since. Currently nobody riding it. If you're at Pringleland and watching this video for some reason, give it a whirl, give it a spin. Speaking of spin, how could I forget this? We're going around a little bit here. I missed a couple of small areas. We got a few more roller coasters left, not a whole lot. Got some thrill rides soon. This guy called Cubicle, another great night package here. A very fun ride. So, but it is just a cube themed ride, a wild one for sure. Speaking of wild stuff, let's go to the Wild Rapids for our only real water ride, which I called Boom Boat. Like the other one, this is not a roller coaster. Unlike this guy, I can click on him. Unlike Wet n Wild, this one is not a roller coaster. It is a regular log flume, water ride sort of thing, with turnarounds and stuff like that. One of our newer attractions that we've put into this park. So I recommend getting on it if it's another hot day and the water roller coaster is Wet n Wild is not favorable as far as line conditions go. How about this one? It never has that long of a wait. Good capacity. Working back here as well, we got a nice little family train Woody hybrid called Certified Lucas Moment. Another reference to the turkey video. It's not that fast, not that long. It does have a pretty large layout, but it never really gets that fast because it's going to be airtime. Again, it's another great family roller coaster kind of thing. It's like a little bit of an advanced mine train kind of thing. Great for families, though. I would recommend getting on it if you are with the family for that special $45 ticket price. It's pretty awesome, so enjoy it. Before we go around here, first, gets to this guy called Forge. Just look how cool that thing is. Like a grappling crawl, and you can sit and look at other people as you spin around, and that kind of thing. Another pretty awesome night package as well. Really works with the theme of the ride. See the little eye on top there. Intimidating ride for sure, but very thrilling, very fun, very popular attraction. So I believe this is our final roller coaster. And it also, like Glock, it had to be elevated in order for, like Glock and Beefcake, it had to be elevated to fit. But it is called Higgins. It's currently broken down. But our Arrow suspended coaster. Higgins, by the way, is a reference. I'm not going to say which, but I think the person who it is referencing to will know what it is. Don't worry, it's nothing mean, okay? I also forgot to point out this decoration right here. That's cool. A little nice lighted decoration. But back to this guy. The color scheme is very awesome. But again, look, we had to elevate it. Its normal height is not this large, but it's what we had to do. But it's a very popular ride. It does break down quite a bit. It is from Arrow. But we're doing our best to keep them open. They are a pretty rare model in the U.S. especially. It's one of only 4 left. So we're trying to do our best to preserve it. We've done a pretty good job so far. And we are going to have no plans to stop anytime soon. Over here is our Delirium Max Air kind of ride. I decided to call it Sun. It's called Sun Nile. Not a very intimidating name, but it is definitely a very intimidating ride. I mean, look at that thing just go, man. I love it. These are great rides. It's had some of them don't have great maintenance, aka max air, but hey, this one has done us good so far. All of our thrill rides have done really well so far as maintenance goes. So hopefully that does not stop us, does not do anything anytime soon. This one definitely showing some promise. It's also a popular ride. I mean, look at the queue, doing good. And this guy over here as well, another awesome night package. During the day, you can't really see it that well, called Panthos the Third. What happened to Panthos the First and Second, we will not talk about, but Panthos the Third is here and rocking. Not a very high capacity, hence the line, but it's a cool, unique attraction for sure. And again, at night, it just has one of the best packages you'll ever see. So I definitely recommend it if you're going to ride it at night. At least get some good shots of it at night, because that's the best time to find it. So, and I believe that is it. We got a couple of thrill rides over here that I probably forgot to touch on. Actually, no, I don't. I do remember touching on them. Yep, already did that. So, yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Pringleland. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed this tour. I hope you enjoyed the rides. And I hope that maybe one day your Planet Coaster avatar can come pop over and have a visit and have a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making this park. I really enjoyed developing it. So working with the terrain was kind of a pain in the ass until I could figure out actually what to do. But I figured it out and don't have that problem anymore. As far as future expansions to the park, there'll probably be some changes coming down the line, but for right now, I like what it is. Probably going to keep it like this. Got a few things to work out as far as working with my employees and stuff, and trying to boost attendance even more, so we've got back over the 11,000 a day figure again, which is awesome. I'm trying to aim around 12, 13,000, slowly going to work our way back up to that point, but definitely a strong contending park. Maybe I'll take out and put on some other cool rides and stuff like that and further expand it. But that is it. That is Pringleland, folks. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you play Planet Coaster, I would love to see your park tours or see anything that you would maybe change about this park for you. Anything that you would recommend that I change about this place, because I am open to suggestions. Please don't call it crap. Just give me some constructive criticism, please. And maybe when I make some renovations, maybe make some changes, maybe I'll make a if it's good enough, if it's significant enough for a video, I probably will do another video, but that won't be for a while. I'm probably gonna take a back seat on this game for a little while and work on some other stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, folks, you've got 41 roller coasters to go ride. So I will see you guys in the exit. Ride on.